Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Cuckoo's going off. Keto cuckoo. So it must be time to talk about keto. Hi, I'm Casey Durango of Go Keto with Casey, where I like to talk about how I've lost 97.4 pounds since starting the ketogenic protocol, how you may be able to lose weight, improve your health, and regain control of your life. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your day. Can someone tell me if you can see and hear me? I'm gonna make this big. Well, look who's popping in from LA. It's hashtag my friend Jen. She has the coolest job in the world, by the way. She's a stylist for Barbie and other celebrities. Okay, so hey Jen, um, I'm going to jump on in. I'm going to talk about distractions. Now, we have distractions in life. I mean, that's just part of being human. We allow ourselves to be distracted sometimes. Sometimes we can't avoid the distractions. If oh, I don't know, if you discover a sinkhole in your backyard and all your patio furniture falls in, that's going to distract you for a minute. But sometimes we embrace the distractions. And why would we do that? Because that keeps us from having to actually do what we're supposed to be doing, or we know we should be doing, or what is the better thing for us to do. I, of course, talk about the ketogenic protocol as I learned it and as I have practiced it these many years. Hashtag my friend Jen. She only knew me after keto. As a matter of fact, she knows me because of keto. I'll, I don't know what made me think of that just now, because hold please. Uh-oh. Something's going on in the background. Uh-oh. Well, it's just going to have to go in the background then. There's some noise. Oh, by the way, can you hear chicks cheeping? We have 27 baby chicks in the brooder right over there. 27. Okay. Back to the topic. So I'm going to tell you how I learned the ketogenic protocol thusly. Keep your carbohydrate intake to 20 grams or fewer a day. Total carbs, not net carbs. If it's not on page 4, link below. Don't eat it, but you don't even need a food page, guys. You just don't. It's just fatty sources of protein and some non-starchy vegetables in limited amounts and full-fat dairy in limited amounts. That's it. Don't eat if you're not hungry. Stop when you're satiated. That's it. But imagine maybe if you're just dipping your big toe into maybe thinking I need to make a change. Personally, I'd given up on losing weight. If you want to see me before I lost weight, not even at my heaviest, there are photos at my blog, link below. And I'd given up on losing weight. I was morbidly obese for 30 years. Hashtag my friend Jen never knew me that way. But I didn't want to take insulin for type 2 diabetes. So I Googled how to not take insulin for type 2 diabetes because I knew that was the next conversation I was going to have with my doctor. So I came across the white coat video of Dr. Eric Westman of Duke University. And because I Googled how to not take insulin, and that was when it eventually came up. And that's the protocol. Keep your carbs 20 grams or fewer. If it's not on page 4, and page 4 is because of that video. It's a long story. He's talking to clinic patients, not to the public. And it's page 4 of a 5-page handout that he has stapled together. Don't eat if you're not hungry. Stop when you're satiated. I don't know if he said that last part. I can't remember. Anywho, so that day, January 8th, 2014, the next time I put food in my mouth, I just laid off the carbs. Okay, so that's the protocol. I won't repeat it again because it's pretty simple. But I want you to just imagine for a moment how much hype and noise, sorry about that sound in the background, and noise there is regarding the ketogenic protocol everywhere. Oh, here we go. Nope, here we go. Oh, shoot. Hold please. I'll fix that. There's umpteen, beyond umpteen, it's a bazillion Facebook groups, Instagram, whatever they're called, YouTube channels, and say this with, full irony. My YouTube channel is Go Keto with Casey, but I will tell you one thing. I promise you that you do not need to purchase one thing to be 100% successful at this protocol. Not one. There's a lot of people looking to distract you with gizmos and kits and potions and pills and supplements and additives and processes and procedures and time of day and all this. You don't need anything. Just lay off the carbs. But sometimes we like to distract ourselves because it's a lot more fun to buy things and surround ourselves with said distractions than to just do what needs doing. Oh, I'll start as soon as I get that kit from that person. As soon as the kit comes, I'll start. Kit, you don't need a kit. Oh, wait a minute. I need another book. If I get one more book, I know that'll probably have reading is great. But you don't just lay off the carbs. It sums it all up. Because if you lay off the carbs and then listen to your body, your appetite is naturally suppressed, so you will eat less food and you will be satiated sooner on less food. Hashtag Casey's pink drink. Looks kind of weird today. I used to make it with diet tonic water, but I haven't had diet tonic water in the house for a long time. So Pilsner or tall tumbler, whatever this is, full of ice, no sugar, ginger ale, a splash of diet cranberry juice, and a squeeze of lime. There you go. Hashtag Casey's pink drink. I get asked about it. So think about other parts of our lives where we do get, it's busy work. I mean, there's even a name for it. Doing busy work to look like you're actually accomplishing something, but what you're actually doing is shuffling papers from one side of the desk to the other. Or, the appearance of accomplishing something when you're actually not accomplishing anything. That's kind of the distractions. And there are a lot of forces out there that would like to distract us with whatever they're selling. Try not to get distracted. Remain focused on what needs doing. I get distracted. I distract myself. Another word for it is procrastination, but it's not procrastination if you look like you're accomplishing something. I am a big fan of spreadsheets. So I realized a couple of days ago that I was making a sublime logic string based on many sheets and lots of if this, then that, V lookup over here, if error, parenthesis, comma. I really enjoyed it. And then I realized, why am I doing this? I don't really need that data. What do I need to know that for? I realized what I was doing was looking very industrious and busy in my brain. Try not to get distracted with the noise, with the hype, with the products, with the conflicting information. I'll repeat it again. Now, this is what worked for me, and I am like everybody. I am every person for the most part, except I'm a lot shorter than most people. Keep your carbs 20 grams or fewer a day, total, not net. If it's not on page 4, or if it's not a fatty source of protein and a non-starchy vegetable, don't eat it. Don't eat if you're not hungry, and stop when you're satiated. Can you hear the chicks? They are so totally adorable. Amazing. They came in the mail in a box. This is, not the first time we've gotten chicks from McMurray Hatchery. I highly recommend. They're not a sponsor or anything. If only. They were hatched on Monday, and they were in my kitchen on Wednesday, all the way from Iowa. Okay, so this is a really short message. Try not to get distracted with all the things that are noise, that are not necessary, that make you feel like you're doing the protocol, but you're not really, because you don't have to do anything for the protocol except lay off the carbs. It's almost a non-action. You have to not do something. You have to not eat the carbs. That's it. If you like research, great. Keep in mind that you can find research that will be pro and con on every topic in the world right now. I mean, you can find research, some of it very poorly done research, but you can find research that will make your point for you if that's what you want to believe. That's fine. This is not for everybody. And it's not for everybody right now. Maybe, you know, maybe you need to get where I was, which was pretty freaking miserable in my brain, in my head, the way I felt, my body, my joints, my attitude, my mental outlook, my interest in the future. I didn't have one. And that's all changed. I don't recommend getting that low before you make a change, but that's what happened with me. Now, let me see. I do want to, shameless commerce division, again, irony recognized. You don't have to buy anything to be 100% successful. But I got a couple of my calendars left. As a matter of fact, there's only a couple. Someone inquired about the patron discount. I sent the message back with the discount code. So if you're going to do it, don't wait. And this is something I designed and I really enjoy it. I enjoyed putting it together. And like, there's a picture of Jack and one of our existing chickens. That's Dory. She's a real pain. And Keto Cuckoo. And here's some of our eggs and then different things. Anyway, and a mug. Lay off the carbs, lay off the excuses, and my mug on the back, my face. If I can do this, you can do this, and different things. There's spiral books and stuff. Anyway, you can see that at my blog. But you don't need any of that. Believe it or not, buying a special mug that says lay off the carbs, lay off the excuses will not actually turn you into a fat burner. You have to lay off the carbs. Point of fact, it is not the presence of fat that makes you a fat burner. It's the absence of carbs. There's no amount, I'm not going to repeat it again, but the protocol, there's no list of required grams of fat or of protein or of water intake or of time of day eating or of just lay off the carbs and enjoy the ride. All right. So I want to thank patrons, who I know some are here. I have a private Patreon support group. I've often said people join it not to get access to me, but to get access to each other because it's a very safe and supportive group. Depending on your pledge level, starting at $5 a month, I do 20 pre-recorded videos a month, five days a week, topics suggested by patrons. Going up from there, handful of patron-only live streams on Crowdcast a month. Going up from there, a handful of patron-only video group sessions a month on Zoom, and going up from there, monthly one-on-one with yours truly. So there you go. Commercial over. I'm the protocol really is simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy. And something like a support group can be vital because sometimes we feel like we're the only ones struggling, like everyone else has figured out the secret handshake. And there's something wrong with us in that, this is where support comes in. We listen to each other, we give each other suggestions. I learn something every single time. All right, thank you. Now I would like to turn my attention to comments, and then I would like to spend the last couple 3 minutes hearing success. And if you've shared your success every week since January, keep doing it. It really helps other people. So here we go. And I just jump in with the first one I see. Life Adventures in Keto. I want something with I'm stronger than a cookie. You want something? I've got shirts. I've got a mug. I've got a sticker. I think I've got a sticker. If it's called Spring is the vendor. I make the designs and they sell and fulfill it. But that's below the video or to the side of the video, depending on how you're seeing this. I can't wait for my calendar to come, writes Judy. When did you order it, Judy? Jana writes, yes, Chrissy, Judy, yes, Jana, my favorite part way less appetite. It's difficult to believe. And the food is so nutritious that it just makes sense. If we eat vast quantities, but there's very little nutrition in the vast quantity, then our body may just keep asking for more because it's not asking for volume. It's not asking for quantity. It's asking for quality. Nini and Kay writes, that's why I'm here, for your encouragement and support. And I will just absolutely tell you, if I can do this, you can do this. I was morbidly obese for 30 years. Not only that, by the time I started this, I had given up. I owned the so-called fact that I was fat, and the universe wanted me to be fat. And my role in the world was to be the fat, funny friend. And it turns out that's not necessarily my role after all. Life Adventures and Keto writes, support is needed when daily you have to overcome the chatterbin of our own minds. Yes, our self-talk is that's the first thing I will hear from people when I'm talking, particularly one-on-one. I just repeat back to them sometimes what they just said to me. And I'll say, did you hear the words that you just used for yourself, about yourself, to yourself? Would you say that to a friend or to one of your kids? Then don't say it to yourself. But I was there. I know that. I was the queen of self-deprecating jokes and comments. I reckoned I'd say it out loud before anyone else had a chance to. Glow JK writes, yeah, you finally caught a life. Okay, listen, because this comes up. I will hear from people afterwards. I never know when you're going live. First of all, I try to go noon on Saturdays, Eastern time, every Saturday. I better move this before I knock it over. I'm a prodigious klutz, and I knock things over all the time. But also, if you want to be notified, you just subscribe, which I don't like to ask people to do. But then, in addition to subscribing, click the notifications bell icon. And then make sure on your device, your phone, your tablet, or whatever, notifications are turned on in general. And then you should, because I try to advertise them in advance. Judy Porterfield writes, exactly, to fix MJ, I was a lifer at Weight Watchers and was always hungry. Not anymore. Christy Callie Chica writes, Casey, you're such an inspiration. Thank you so much for your channel. Well, thank you so much. I do have my private support group, but I made a decision when I decided to also have something private, that I would continue as long as there was interest in providing free content to people who may find it helpful, because those to whom much is given, much is expected. And a lot has been given me. I've been very lucky. Jana Smith, I'm 5'1", 61, and pre-diabetic and obese. Want to be fun and free for grandkids. I'm 5'1" as well, and I'm older than you. And I was morbidly obese, and kind of pre-diabetic means you're diabetic pretty much. Okay, Stephanie and Joshi writes, question, what do you think about Soleil water? Hashtag my friend Jen gave me a little kit with a thing and the spoon and I will take it occasionally. It's a very gentle way to get in some sodium if you need some extra sodium. And we don't all need that. I mean, if I have no symptoms, I don't treat for symptoms I don't have. So if I feel like everything's rocking and rolling fine, but if you feel like you need to up your sodium intake and you don't have a sodium sensitive hypertension, it's a nice, gentle way. For those who don't know, it's a chunk of rock salt, Himalayan salt, I guess is what I have, in a jar of water, not with a metal cap, because salt and the thing. And the water will absorb, I think it's 27.5% by volume sodium. And it stops there. So the rock will stay there until you put more water in anyway. And just a couple of teaspoons in another beverage. I have nothing against it. And it's a very inexpensive way to do something. Jana writes, for my first time live, little crafty nook. Hey, dadgummit, I meant to show the card you sent me because it's really cool. Way to go, Leslie. That's what I want to lose. Life adventures and keto, and keep a check on those notification bells. Sometimes they are off. Exactly. So you have to check them on the channel. And then, for instance, on where's my phone? I don't know. Here's my phone's over there somewhere. Go into your phone settings, notifications. You can turn notifications on and off for each different platform. So, like, from Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or something. It's all these things you have to do. I also post my calendar at my blog. I try to keep it up to date. Okie dokie. So does anyone have any thing else to share or ask or feedback or suggestion? Keep it clean. Christy, Callie, Chica, bravo on all the success stories. Let's start with those, let's start ending with those. Let's share some success stories. Okay, mine. Yeah, I told you about my weight loss. I didn't want to take insulin for type 2 diabetes. My last checkup, my blood glucose was 62. My A1C, I think, was 4.6 or 4.4, something like that. Blood pressure was spot on. My triglycerides were something like 54, and my HDL was 112. For those of you who know that's pretty good. So I'm pretty healthy. I went from having one of everything wrong to being very good. Sharon Wild writes, 80 years old, losing steadily. You're never too old for it to work. Never, ever, ever. I won't repeat it again, but my favorite story is about Marie. And I knew a little bit about her. And then she and her son came to my Go Keto with Casey roadshow in Portland, Oregon. They came down from Seattle. And Marie shared her story with the group that, she had a pacemaker in and all this. And she made a change, and her son made a change. He was like a pastry chef, and he made a change. He lost 50 pounds. Marie, she said, I just cut out the carbs. Oh, really? That's great, Marie. When did you do that? Oh, 3 years ago. That's great, Marie. How old are you, Marie? 93. Marie made a change at age 90. Let me see. Shamar, your YouTubes are great. Also reading Dr. Westman's End Your Carb Confusion. Wonderful, helpful info. Judy Porterfield, you're welcome, Leslie. One day at a time, one meal at a time. Exactly. One moment at a time. One decision at a time. Stephanie, any books you recommend for this way of eating? If I had one book to recommend, it would be The Art and Science of Low Carbohydrate Living by Drs. Stephen Finney and Jeff Volek, because you don't need to know how to do it. You keep carbs 20 grams or fewer. There's nothing mystical about this. Keep your carbs 20 grams or fewer. It's not a trick. And frankly, you don't need the food list because there's not too many ways to actually eat nutritious food and keeping carbs 20 grams or fewer a day without avoiding anything off of page 4. And don't eat if you're not hungry. But The Art and Science, it's the first book I purchased after I'd been doing this for 3 or 4 months. I don't know. And it explains the physiology and explains why we were not crazy when we thought that eating our heart healthy, low fat breakfast, was the way to go. And then 2 hours later, we'd be roaming the halls looking for a cookie because our brain was telling us to eat more. I'm a pig. What's wrong with me? And I do have other books that I recommend, but that's the main one. At my blog, under resources, there's a list of books. And that one's first on the list. Little Life Adventures in Keto lost 4.6 pounds in 7 days following the protocol. Mind clarity is back, not snacky at all. That is great. Life Adventures in Keto writes, non-scale victory, overcoming the mind talk for 7 days. It is a practice. I had to train my brain. I was just talking about this in a one-on-one with someone yesterday. I had to practice. First, I had to stop saying the things because it would come into my mind and I would say it out loud, the negative. And then okay, I'll stop talking. And then I had to train, hello, thought, thanks for showing up, but I'm inviting you to leave. That's very, very, very good. I'm looking for the non-scale victories. Christy Callie Chica, I'm upping my exercise, walking 45 minutes to an hour a day and using my Total Gym a few days a week, feeling great. My Total Gym. I wish I could be an affiliate for Total Gym because I would get behind that. I'm not going to get behind these people that anybody, if you have any kind of a presence online, you hear from people say, "Oh, we love your content. Would you like to be an affiliate and get 20%? Your people will love our product." No. Well, then you haven't listened to any of my content. But I do love the Total Gym. And I am now tracking. I got a fancy scale. Pretty fancy. Pretty expensive. It's a consumer version of the InBody, which is a very fancy scale for body composition. And today, I look once a week after, and I've been very consistent with my exercise. My skeletal muscle mass went up substantially. My body fat mass went down substantially. My body fat percentage went down. Yay! So that made me happy because I want to be strong. Don't wish, Casey. Ask them. I don't know. Okay, Stephanie and Joshi, non-scale victory. No more plantar fasciitis, which is painful. I've had that before. And it's like walking on pointy steel balls. It's painful. Judy Porterfield, non-scale victory. More energy. I love these non-scale victory shares. Barbara Rogers lost 6 pounds this week. Thank you, Christy. I'm not a rock star, but I will say I'm pretty happy with myself. Words I thought I would say, never. Yeah, plantar fasciitis. For those who don't know, it's the fascia tissue on the bottom of the foot, and it essentially is like this, and it really does feel like you're walking on spikes. All right, so I shared my non-scale victory because the scale, I've been weight stable for 5 years. I am pretty stoked about that body composition. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a couple more weeks, and then I'm going to raise the level on the Total Gym up. It'll be to level 6, which is on my Total Gym, the highest it goes. Friends, I'm going to start to wind down. Feel free to check out. I try to put everything at my blog, whether it's the book references, links to any swag, or to my Teespring shop, or to my calendar, any upcoming events. So check that out. And just remember, you don't need the distractions. We don't need them in life. We all do it. Like I said, I do it. But ultimately, we have to get down to the work. The great thing is this isn't really work. It's not like busting rocks for a living. You just lay off the carbs. And it's amazing. Not lay off the carbs most of the time. Lay off the carbs. That's like the one thing that lay off the carbs. All right. So thanks. You guys are saying goodbye. Thank you. Thank you. God willing and the creek don't rise. I'll see you next Saturday at noon. And I really appreciate I really enjoy doing these every week. So thank you and bye. Be sweet. Just don't eat sweets.